Would you declassify the Epstein files?
I think that less so.
Trump said, like, oh, we're going to be releasing all these documents, and now fast forward to now, they're saying there's no client list and they're not releasing anything further.
Jesse, there are well over 200 victims. 200. So we have well over 250 actually.
Today, the Department of Justice said Jeffrey Epstein killed himself and that he had no client list whatsoever. Now, we knew Epstein didn't keep a list of people he was blackmailing in his diary, but there should be case files, mountains of them, mountains of paperwork going back decades. Where'd that go? In 2008, federal prosecutor Alex Acosta gave Epstein one of the sweetest of sweetheart deals of all time, and even let him go back to his house to get massages when he was supposed to be in jail. Then in 2020, the Justice Department revealed that nearly a year of Acosta's emails about the Epstein case disappeared because of a technical glitch. Sure. In 2019, the feds raided Epstein's 4 homes after he was arrested, and they seized surveillance footage along with hard drives, discs, tapes. Epstein had hundreds of high-profile people spend time at his homes. We're just supposed to assume nothing bad happened? Was there another glitch? One of Epstein's accusers say the cameras saw everything.
I saw all the cameras. What it was like old televisions, basically, like stacked, you know, but they were monitors inside this cabinet. And there were men sitting here, and I looked on the cameras and I saw toilet, toilet, bed, bed, toilet, bed. It was very obvious that they were like monitoring private moments.
All of this evidence keeps disappearing. Acosta said he was told to leave Epstein alone because he belonged to intelligence.
A direct quote from a former U.S. attorney saying that he was told, quote, Epstein belonged to intelligence and to leave it alone.
That he was a Mossad asset. He was an Israeli spy.
None of this adds up. Epstein was a tax consultant. When he died, his estate was $500 million. Have you ever heard of a tax consultant worth $500 million? Once Trump got back into office, his team promised answers about Epstein's affairs.
We have flight logs, we have information, names that will come out. There were so many individuals that were hidden and kept secret and not been held accountable.
Pam Bondi said she was reviewing a stack of Epstein files. Are we going to see who was on the flights? Are we going to see any evidence from what he recorded? Because he had all of his homes wired with recording devices.
Yeah. What you're going to see is a lot of flight logs, a lot of names, a lot of information, but it's pretty sick what that man did.
Okay, well, we'll
along
look for
with his
that.
co-defendant.
Absolutely, and he had help. That's for sure.
He sure did.
So a few days later, she discovered that the FBI's New York office was hoarding thousands of pages of documents about the whole investigation. The top FBI guy in New York was forced out because he was playing games with these files. So what happened?
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has arrived in Washington, D.C. for talks with President Trump.
That they don't want everyone to know is that he was a Mossad asset. He was an Israeli spy. He was uplifted by Jewish people all throughout his career from like literally nothing. Like he was an unqualified math teacher. And then suddenly he was like a big shot banker. And then suddenly he was managing Les Wexner's multi-billion-dollar fund.
Caroline Leavitt was spotted at the White House not wearing her cross for the first time since Donald Trump picked her to be press secretary. And what makes today such an interesting day for Leavitt to leave the cross at home is that today was the day she told the American people that there was no Epstein client list.
So what happened to the Epstein client list that the Attorney General said she had on her desk?
Well, I think if you go back and look at what the Attorney General said in that interview, which was on your network on Fox News.
I've got the quote.
Go ahead.
John Roberts said, DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen? And she said, it's sitting on my desk right now to review.
Yes, she was saying the entirety of all of the paperwork, all of the paper in relation to Jeffrey Epstein's crimes. That's what the Attorney General was referring to, and I'll let her speak for that.
And as you can see, the cross necklace that she wears around her neck every single day is not there. I mean, it's almost as if she knew she was about to commit blasphemy by telling the American people that there was no Jeffrey Epstein client list. Likely because her boss is on it.
Elon Musk tweeted that Trump was on the client list, and that's why the Epstein files have not been released yet.
2 of them with topless girls of an uncertain age sitting on Trump's lap.
The feds also released 10 hours of prison surveillance footage from the night Epstein died.
The Trump administration is releasing a video in both raw and enhanced versions that it says indicates no one entered the area of the Manhattan prison where Epstein was held the night he died in 2019. This is the video that the FBI is pointing to as evidence. You know, the video that supposedly didn't exist just a few years ago because all of the footage was accidentally deleted. But guess what? We magically found it again, and here it is.
And the autopsy's findings have been contested too. Pathologist Michael Bodden was in the room for the examination and said the injuries were more consistent with homicide than suicide. The tape released by the feds has its own problems. There's a full minute missing right before midnight. Probably just another glitch.
It sounds like a bunch of fucking horseshit. They're saying there is no Epstein client list, no evidence of blackmail, no basis for more investigations into any unnamed individuals. That memo confirms Epstein died by suicide, supported by surveillance video, and debunks the idea he was murdered or that a list of famous clients were being hidden. This is one big fucking massive cover-up.
Who was in charge of the DOJ when Jeffrey Epstein was in prison and killed himself? Donald Trump. Who has a connection with Epstein, and who is the head of the DOJ? Bill Barr.
Elon took to Twitter reacting to the news saying, okay, then why is Ghislaine still in prison? Because supposedly she was sex trafficking minors, but who was she doing it for?
Well, particularly if Ghislaine Maxwell is in jail for sex trafficking.
Yes.
Because, like, trafficking
that means sex trafficking occurred.
Right. So she's in jail for it.
Yes.
So,
who were the clients?
Yeah. Yeah, how do you put someone in jail and you don't even name the clients? That sounds kind of insane.
Systematic review revealed no incriminating client list. Okay, I'm just gonna ask this question. Why did he take his own life? There's no client list. If they had evidence that Epstein was trafficking people, someone had to fly the plane. Someone had to open the doors and bring the underage children onto the island. There was also no credible evidence found that Epstein blackmailed prominent individuals as part of his actions.
There's also no blackmail operation except for all the alleged blackmail schemes that have already been reported by the media.
The Wall Street Journal did a whole entire article detailing how he allegedly tried to extort Bill Gates to put money into some BS charity account, or he would expose Bill Gates' affair with that young bridge player, which eventually ended up being true and playing a part in his divorce.
Bill Gates, Bill Clinton, and Reid Hoffman, and some others too.
Prince Andrew was tied up with Epstein, and Bill Clinton lied about how many times he flew on the Lolita Express.
Whenever they raided Epstein's place, there would have been like a mountain of evidence. Where is that mountain?
Right. What'd you do with it?
Yes. Like, who took possession of the evidence?
Yeah.
Specifically.
Where are the tapes?
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has arrived in Washington, D.C. for talks with President Trump.
I want to present to you, Mr. President, the letter I sent to the Nobel Prize Committee. It's nominating you for the Peace Prize.
My favorite part is that no further charges are expected with the investigation into Epstein. Donald Trump, I'm going to tell you one thing right now, go fuck yourself.
We've been bamboozled.
The Epstein list is not real. Case closed. Jeffrey Epstein never even was a real person. He was a figment of your imagination. It was no island. He wasn't real. So you think we use the client list as leverage to get everybody to vote for the big beautiful bill? Elon said Trump's name was on the list. Well, tell Elon to drop it. Are y'all sure Elon don't got that list? Elon downloaded some files before he left.
Would you declassify the Epstein files?
I think that less so.